Well, here I am at Blue Heron Co-op in Kanata, and you can see some townhouses were built here quite some time ago now. I had a small hand in doing this. And you can't see, but off in the distance over there, there's St. John's Anglican Church. And this is actually a land that belongs to the church, and it was leased by the housing co-op so that they could build these townhouses. I'm just going to pan around here. You're going to see another row of townhouses there. And I'm just going to walk up a little bit further. I'm walking towards March Road. I'm sorry if it's a bit jiggly. But anyway, you're going to see a 4-story apartment building here as well. So this was one of the first, I think it was in fact the first housing co-op built in Ontario in almost 15 years. Government funding kind of dried up for this sort of thing, and the Kanata Co-op wanted to build some more affordable housing and more attainable housing, I guess they call it these days. And so I won't go too close to March Road because it'll be too noisy and kind of drown me out. I'll just back out here a little bit. So what they did was they leased the land instead of buying it. So it's a long-term land lease. I think it's 65 years if I recall correctly. And as I said, they built these apartments. I think they're mostly 2 bedrooms, but there are some 3-bedroom units there. And then these townhouses, I'm going to pan back here. These townhouses are 3 bedrooms. And the way it was financed was quite clever, I thought. Development charges, building permit, HST, or back then might have been GST, and provincial sales tax. That was the equity, because what happened was the co-op actually paid the city, the province, or the federal government the monies that were due for these fees and charges, and then they got a grant from those different levels of government equivalent to what they would have paid. And I think it was Caisse de dépôt et placement, I think it was Credit Desjardins who actually did the financing. So about 20% of the total budget was government fees, which were paid and then rebated, and that formed the basis of the financing. So it could be financed essentially privately. Now, I'm not exactly clear on or sure about what the rents are these days on these things, but you know, a 2-bedroom apartment in a commercial building, residential building owned by a commercial landlord in Canada is quite expensive. It could be $2,500 to over $3,000 a month. And these, I think, rent for about half of that or a little less than that. So I think the co-op has achieved its goals.